it's important for me to have the time to do the small things. Oh, I actually washed my sheets because I can't do the laundry at 1 in the morning or 3 in the morning because downstairs will complain and I'll get another text and all that crap. There's just so many crap things going on. So it's 1:59 a.m. walking to the gym. Didn't go yesterday. We are Monday the 16th of March 2026. Been working. Not much sleep. Didn't go to the gym yesterday, like I just said, because really pushing it to just try to survive. It's 2:25 a.m. We are the 17th. Tuesday the 17th of March 2026. I'm finally off to the gym. I'm wearing the original toe spacers that I bought about a week or so ago that cut off the circulation to my toes because the other ones seem to, I don't know, on Sunday I was limping the whole day. I don't know, so I'm going to have to alternate between both depending. So there's that. And I can't wear them all day because I will end up like with sore toes and limping like I was because I had the toe spacers. The ones that are just like silicone pads that you place individually in between each toes. And then I can't put lotion on my foot because they slip off, and when you put your socks on, and I put compression socks on it, and then it becomes all terrible. So, trying to figure this thing out. Obviously, it's going to be a routine. I had to put them on even though I was already running late. But that's okay. I don't work today. I have my acting workshop, which I have to organize. What time I'm going to leave? Do I have time for a nap? Do I have time to do the paperwork from the class I taught yesterday? I think I spent like 2 hours yesterday at the library that was open. I went to a further one just so I can do emails. I have yet to fix my modem problem. It's just sitting on the floor. And I had noticed that I had a lot of emails from many years ago. And I'm like, what, are they coming back? Are they saved on the server? And as I'm going through them, so I only finished a few months in the year 2016 because there were so many emails to delete there. And then I saw that basically all of them, except for a few, which that's why I can't just like massively delete a page at a time, because there's a couple of emails from notes that I wrote. The greater part was not spam, but ads, like, and I realized the first time I deleted stuff a few years ago, because I would try to clean and then I'd let it go for a couple of years and try again. That's why I have like 30,000 plus emails. But I didn't know that to access all of them, you have to click on all mail on Gmail. So that's how I got to all those emails I need to delete, and it took a long time. And then finally I started randomly scrolling through pages and deleting a few and seeing how many pages were left, and we're going into like way back. I was going to bring my laptop this morning to do some after training, but then it's like, okay, I have to do the bills for 2 of the classes I taught for the community center, which I haven't done for the 11th and the 15th. But then again, I also have to do the paperwork for yesterday's class. because they have so much paperwork. And I kept the class shorter, but it just I did it. It was an orthodontist place. It was really fun though, but they like to talk. When people talk, the class goes longer. So I had to stick to the essentials, but they really loved it, so that was good. And I really liked it, so that's what's important, to have fun. Because the class with the paper, well, yesterday. But why all that paperwork? That's what I don't understand. The other teacher didn't give all that paperwork. Well, they get the exams and stuff, but not the evaluations, and so it's all bullshit. And she didn't even check the pages. It was stupid. But anyways, that's what I'll probably do a little bit of, because I can give it in by Saturday when I'm teaching there again at the place I hate. And then I have to leave the paperwork for that class, which I have to do. I didn't bring those papers with me. So it's like you would think it was like nursing or something, because they do a lot of paperwork. All the slush. And it's windy. It's 5:01. Just got out of the gym a little later. Anyways, I had to deposit an e-transfer from a few weeks ago before it expires, and I have to go pick up the money now, but it's cold. I like the bag that I did. I'm gonna work on it some more. It's really good. It's really positive, motivating. Yesterday I was waiting for the bus at a construction. They were doing construction on the side I was waiting for, and I put it on a ledge. It dropped into mud, but nothing fell out, and it's just so good. I don't know. It takes a rough and tumble, so I like putting duct tape on the bag. I'm thinking about another bag, because if I have to have a longer handle, I'm thinking about making a bag in black, and I was thinking about selling them too, but like create an Etsy shop. Maybe. There was a guy at the bus stop. Just spent about 10 minutes trying to talk to him, because no English, no French. And my first guess, his first language was Punjabi maybe. But I didn't think to take out Google Translate. I had that problem once before with someone who spoke Mandarin, and it said mainland China, and like it didn't have Mandarin on there, so it was difficult for me to use it on the spot, and I was nervous. And the guy was drunk. Like, what's he doing here? I had to point out, go to the metro, and he only knew like keywords, and a lot of it was just through and a lot of the communication was just through hand signals, gestures. I'm like, oh boy, what are you doing? But anyways, I had that problem a while ago the one time I went to Mexico. I had taken one class, but my Spanish was not fluent at all. My Spanish is not fluent now, but it's a little better than it was a while ago. It's 9:49, and I just saw the indicator. Yeah, so it indicates the 168 is coming in 18 minutes. So that's good. Because I thought it was running late. I didn't want to leave so much time, like not enough time to have a window, you know. But I left at like around 9:30 or before 9:30, and because I was running late, I decided to take a shower this time and put on clothes, you know. Yeah, I was running. Everything was behind. And then when I get here, I'm like, oh, I kind of knew that. There's 3 buses per hour. And if I go there on the bus that just went, I'd be waiting out again like I did last month. It's still kind of cold. It's sunny, but still. So I'd rather, I guess, just get here. And what I did was I did the rest of the evaluation papers for that class from yesterday. So I finished that. Too bad I didn't bring the other evaluation papers for Saturday's class. It would have been cool. And then I realized that just now that I could do the evaluation papers for the other class. So that basically leaves one task that I don't have to do today. When I finish, I gotta get food, but I was going to go to the library. I didn't exactly have to go to the library. I could have just taken the bills that I worked on before leaving, transfer them to a hard drive, put on my work computer, then do it tomorrow at work, but might as well get myself to the library. Maybe do some more emails. I'm really liking my bag here. I actually took, got my pens, I got my sunscreens. So it's just a bag as opposed to 4 sunscreens, I got my pens and pencils and, hold on, well, whatever left of granola bars. And where is it? Hold on. I could just take them out to look for what I need in the bag. Oh, here we go. My cables for the computer. Finally. So it's like 4 bags as opposed to a whole bunch of crap. So it's more organized. And I like that. And I can just throw it into this bag. So for me, that's a win. That is really nice. I'm happy with it. I love it. I'm going to continue putting duct tape on the inside. And then eventually move on to a black one. Solid color. To match everything, right? Or gray. Or no, I don't know if they have gray tape. But whatever. Staples has a lot of colors, so... Canadian Tire doesn't, which sucks. Dollar store, not so much either. But the main problem is at home. I have these containers, like I don't know how to organize everything that I'm using. I have them now on the kitchen counter in these little dollar store baskets, and it's like that's not where it's gonna go. But if I put it somewhere else, I'm not going to be able to access it. It's going to be a nuisance. And in my room, it's already a mess. Then it ends up being on the floor. I'm just like thinking, maybe set up just a bag like that with all my stuff and just like toss it in there all the time. Products. Because it never ends up being good. Thinking. I have the time now to think. Yes, I took a second caffeine pill. That's why my mood is a little more elevated. Alright, the bus is coming in 11 minutes. Make sure I get on it. And I'll still be early, a half hour early. It's so weird. It's like it's so close, but it's so... complicated in the middle of the day. I'm not sure if I'm going to catch the bus. If it was right next to a subway, if she lived right next to a subway, I would leave last minute because it's not a problem. The subway is more reliable than these goddamn buses, right? Now that I'm a little bit mood elevated, I could say that my workout today was pretty good with the least amount of stuff that I needed to do. My glutes started to get sore. I'm doing this like straddle good morning, trying to touch my chest and stretch my inner groin to the bench. I have to do them like my arms like this as opposed to behind the head because of my sore shoulder. But it's got about 20% better, 10 to 20% better. So just slowly. And I start doing bent over rows again. with not a lot of weight, but it's pumped up, and my glutes are pumped up from that straddle good morning type thing. I noticed that a few weeks ago, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep that in because it helps flexibility and it helps the glutes. I'm kind of liking writing every day with the weights each time I do that exercise, one under the other in notes. It's a better visual for me to have an idea, at least in the past few weeks. Eventually I'll start deleting stuff, but it's better as opposed to checking my Bujo all the time and trying to find the page. If I miss some, I can find in the most recent. But the only issue is that it's 9 minutes, I gotta start getting out. The only issue is that it's 8:40 a.m. We're in the 19th. I've been crying because 19th of March 2026. Doing a quick laundry load with this mess. Yeah, that's the washer. Anyways, I don't know if I mentioned that. I had my second acting workshop, and she suggested I practice. I did not practice for the last time, but she told me there's some potential, which is nice to hear. I feel this a little bit. I impressed myself a little bit. We're going over the same monologue, which is Whiplash. And then I'm like trying to bring the monologue with me to go over it, And a lot of times it takes that hump for me to get over it. And I'm feeling bummed out because went to bed a little later because I finished working yesterday. It was a small group. We were supposed to finish early, but I took 3 people who were in the second part. We went to the end of the class. One guy came, and he would have been in that part too, but he just registered, and he didn't do the online exam, the online course, and I told him to call the number, and they told him to go home and pick another date because he didn't get a confirmation yet. So I'm like in my head, I didn't read his email right that there's no confirmation, but that would be the thing I would say to everyone else. You set the date, but it wasn't confirmed. You know what I mean? So at least I'll remember that. At least yesterday was kind of cool. And then I stayed a little later because it took me a while to get all the work done because I still don't have my internet. I took out the new modem, but it's not working, so I have to call the company. At least I took it out. But I got to put in the right plugs because I used the plugs that I already had. That could be a problem too. I don't know. But I can't find it I have my thing on data, and I don't have much data. So that's a problem if I lose all the data. I can't do Google Maps or anything. But anyways, so I'm all bummed out, even though I had a caffeine, but still. And then I went through the monologue, and it blew me away. I was able to, it got me crying like the Will Smith movie, the one where he plays a character that, with his kid as a young boy and trying to make it on the stock market. I forget the name, but it always gets me crying. That's why I don't watch it that much. I have to see if I can find it and then put it on my hard drive. But anyways, it got me like that. And I was like, oh boy, if I can do that in front of that coach, it's probably overkill, but still, I like the guy who did Hustle and Flow, that TV series, not Scandal, the other TV series, I forget now, and he was online trying to reinvent math, 1 + 1 = 1. He always does something where he's on the verge of crying, and I like that. I think that's pretty cool. I was able to do that.